So, Chris, if you would, tell me about your involvement with Education Foundation, when you got into it. How'd that start?
Well, Glenn Fensky asked me to join the foundation. Was probably, I think it was maybe a year even after the foundation started. And Glenn was interested in getting somebody from communications or media involved, and my connection with the Star was a natural. And so he wanted to get some public relations out about the foundation because very few people had heard about it even after a year of its existence. And so I said I would join, and I think I was on the foundation for 2 terms, maybe even 3. I kind of lost track. So.
Yeah. So from the beginning, in that first year, 3-year terms, what do you see as the biggest impact that the Education Foundation had?
Wow. First of all, I think that it was a good morale builder for teachers, because once the word got out about grants and that the teachers could apply for these grants, it was a nice morale builder for them. Everybody's got a program or an idea or a thing that they think is will make their classroom better or make their students better or just make it easier to do things in their classroom. And I think it was a great morale builder, first of all, for them and for educational improvement in all the schools. When I first got on the foundation, I think it was maybe like a year or so after, we had Patricia Polacco come to all of the elementary schools, and that was a big deal because, first of all, she's a widely known children's author, and to go to all the elementary schools and have all of the impact that she did with all the kids, it was great to see. She interacted with all of them. She did a lot of acting out of her own characters in the books. So, and I think a lot of the kids still remember that from elementary school.
Yeah, I remember when she came to Northside. That's where my kids were at the time. And that was pretty cool. So the foundation's been around for 10 years. They're getting close to what they want for their endowment, the $1 million. And you're no longer on the board?
I'm no longer on the board,
but
yeah.
You help out.
Yeah, whenever they ask me to help out, cover stories,
Yeah.
give them public relations, take pictures. Usually I get a notification of when all the grants are, so I could come if it's convenient. So,
what do you see as the future for the Education Foundation? Does it continue, just as it is? Do you see a bigger role? What's your opinion on that?
well, I think eventually the foundation's going to need a full-time person to do an executive director role. I mean, if they want to have a bigger presence, apply for more grants, do more things, and improve educational opportunities in the Sun Prairie School District, they're going to need somebody who's out there pursuing grants full-time, publicizing what they do full-time, and that's one way I see it. But I think there's going to be a lot more bigger things that the foundation's going to do, some wider programs that they're going to try to tackle, whether it's maybe improving English as a second language literacy, or trying to target lower income kids for meal programs, or helping to fund a volunteer coordinator for after school activities or things like that. So those are the kinds of things I think the foundation's going to have to help with because of the way I think education's going. It's going to be much more than just during the school day. It's going to be trying to reach adults, trying to reach people who are coming to the community that have problems with their English as a second language, and even to help maybe people get degrees or credits towards a degree to help them get a different job.
And that's that's a similar theme that I've heard from actually a number of the teachers is how far-reaching, even unintentionally, with some of their grants have been. They targeted towards kids, but it it went further to the community, to the parents, to just in ways that teachers couldn't see who this was going to reach, how far out. It was pretty cool. Have you had a chance to see the impact on either teachers or students that you care to comment on? Now, you said you've been at a number of the events taking pictures. What's your general opinion on it?
Well, I mean, a lot of them are happy that they're able to do the programs that they're applying for money for. I don't get to see a lot of the after. There is one story that there was a teacher who was able to get a grant to get kids to come to the library. And I don't remember how many years ago this was, but the kids came to the library and they couldn't believe there was a facility like this in Sun Prairie. A lot of their parents they don't drive by here on a regular basis, so they didn't know it was here or whatever. But I think that helped a lot of kids in terms of growing their knowledge base. Now that they knew because of the foundation that this library was here, they're going to visit more, check out some books, use the computers in the library to find out more things that aren't in the books. So, I mean, we don't know how many impacts that's going to have. It's like throwing a rock in a pond, the ripples go out and it could create more ripples. We don't know. So
that was terrific. Anything else that you had thought of, Chris, that you want to add that I haven't asked you about?
I think the foundation owes a lot to a lot of the founding members of the foundation. Glenn Fensky is one of those people. Beth Melcarrick and Beth and Tim both. Nancy Everson, obviously, I think she's kind of the glue that holds the foundation together. She's got a lot of interaction with students, and she knows what's going on in the schools, and she brings that back to the board all the time for feedback. And of course, Randy Handel. I mean, without the naming rights campaign, I don't think the foundation is where it is today financially. And as that continues to grow, I think it's the foundation will have to set bigger and better goals well into the future.
Wonderful. That's it. That's all that I've got. Tim Culver's retiring. We're going to do a little thank you to him. If you'd care to, this is an opportunity to say thank you, good luck. If you'd like to, you can do that to the camera, and if not, we're done.
Sure. I'd just like to say, Tim, it's been a tremendous honor having somebody with your knowledge, skill set, and just general demeanor at the helm of the school district. I remember when I first got here, Tim had to facilitate a facilities task force to see how all of the elementary schools could be expanded, and it was kind of like herding cats. But Tim actually did a good job facilitating that. They ended up coming to a compromise where all of the schools would get a large group instructional area, or most of them would, and of course Bird schools expanded to like double. So, but it helped sell that referendum. I think it was the second referendum that he had faced right after he was here, and I think he learned a lot about the school district and a lot about the people of Sun Prairie, and it's to his credit. So, congratulations, Tim, and best of luck at Oak Creek Franklin.
Great.
Okay.
How long have you been here, Chris?
24